So welcome again, my friends. Now I want to set up a global store so we can store some of our data, some of our informations, and probably you're familiar here with the Redux. So now we're going to work with that, but we're going to use Redux GS toolkit to do that and set up all the different things, and also make sure to use Persist, which is called Redux Persist, to save the data while refreshing. So when we refresh, we want the data to still be there and still save there. So it's going to be a very entertaining tutorial on how to do that and manage everything together. And if you don't know what we need the store for, so simply we're going to store some data there, some informations that can be accessed anywhere. So it can be in any page, any component. I need that piece of information, I can go to that store and get it for me. Also I can update it, and change it and delete it, all the other stuff we're gonna say later. But for now, we're gonna work on the setup part. So first thing is we wanna install few things. So let me just go right here. I'm just gonna go yarn add, and I'm gonna start listing things. So it's gonna be Redux, React, Redux is also gonna be Redux GS toolkit, and then also we're gonna need, this is not in order, I'm just like trying to remember the names. Next, Redux wrapper, and then I'm gonna go through everyone when we work on them. Okay, we're also gonna need the Redux thunk. Okay, let me just fix a typo. Redux thunk. Okay, and also Redux persist. Let me just see. Also, we're gonna need the Redux div tools extension. Okay, let me just yarn add Redux to connect between our application and Redux. We need the Redux GS toolkit, so I want to use the new way, on the modern way of doing Redux. Also when I need the next Redux wrapper, so we can wrap all of our application with the store. Also we're gonna need Redux itself, Redux thunk. We added the Redux before, so we need Redux thunk so we can allow asynchronous functions there. Also we're gonna need Redux persist, where we're gonna store our information, even though when we refresh the page we can access our store and still see our informations. And also we're gonna need Redux div tools extensions. So in the development mode we can actually, let me just try and install it first. So when we install everything and add the Redux div tool extensions, I can access it in the div tools and see the Redux store, like what's happening there, what changes happen and everything. So it's very important in the development mode, so you can actually see what's going on and what's changing with your application. So let me wait a little bit and then go back to you after. Okay, so it's done. So let's set up the store. I'm going back to my files. I'm creating a new file. Let's call it store. And then I'm going to create another file. Let's call it index.js. And then right here, we're going to start doing few things. So first of all, I'm going to need the configure store, okay, which is going to be from Redux JS toolkit. Also, I'm going to need to import the combined reducers from Redux, not Redux JS toolkit. And we're going to see how everything works, okay? And then also, we're going to need thunk. We just want to set up, even if you don't use it, just set up it also, thunk. Okay, and it's gonna be from, and let me go to Redux thunk. Where is it? Right here. Also, we need some of the tools that we needed to actually store the data, even where fresh it stays there. So we're gonna need storage. So storage is gonna be from Redux Persist lib storage. Okay, also we need persist reducer. So import, okay, persist reducer, which is gonna be from Redux Persist. And then it's gonna be like, let me just see. Okay, so we got the stuff that we need to start with. So let's define our reducers first. Reducers. And simply, if you don't know what's reducers, simply like, for example, we want to store data in this store. So for example, I want to store the user data. Okay, so we're going to have a user reducer. I want to store the cart data. It's going to be a cart reducer. This is simply what's a reducer there. So simply for a reducer, we can use the combined reducers. So we can have a lot of reducers at the same time. And right here, I can have any reducer I have. We didn't create any, but when we create anything, we're going to add this right here inside the reducer, like the cart, the user, etc. It's actually pretty simple. Also, we need the config for the reducers. So I can go config, and just simply for the config, the key is going to be root. So it's going to be stored in the root, and then we're going to add storage. So it's going to be stored there. Okay, this is very important. So we can store it right here. So in this tool right here to store it. So even when we're fresh, we still can have it. Then let's go and create our reducer. let me just the names. Okay, so reducer, and then it's gonna be, I want to make sure there is no conflict with names. Okay, so it's fine. Then we're gonna go with the persist reducer. And then when you need the persist reducer that saves the data, you need to pass the config, and also, so the config is going to be the first parameter, and the second parameter is going to be the reducers that we have right here. Okay, like that. So this is like how you start doing things. It's pretty simple. And then we can actually create the store itself. So const store, and then simply want to configure the store now. And then we're going to pass the informations. So for the reducer, is going to be the reducer. Okay, which is what we created right here. And then also we need to enable the div tools. So I can go div tools, and simply they're only going to be available in the not in the production mode, only in the development mode. So we've done this before. So we go to the process env, don't not env like that. And if it's different than the production, that means we're in development. So it's going to be true. That means this is going to be true and it's going to be available. And if it's not going to be there in the production mode. Also, we're going to add the middleware, which is going to be for thunk, like that. And simply after all of this, we can just go export and then default store. So, and now we did set up the store. So let's close this right here and then go back to pages and then underscore app.js. So this is the starting point of our application, and everything we do is going to be inside this component. So the whole idea is to put this inside some sort of a provider, and that provider is going to provide us all the information from the store. And also we're going to make sure that the persist works so we can still save the information. Okay, so this is all from the documentation. Just follow me. So import, and then the first thing is going to be the provider, and it's going to be from Redux. And then also we need to import the store. Store is going to be from, and then we're going to go up from the pages, and then we're going to go to the file or the folder that's called store. And then also we need to import persist gate. Okay, import persist gate from, okay, I just want to make sure that the name is right. So we're going to go to Redux Persist. Okay, this is going to be very long. And then this is going to be / integration. Okay, I don't know why I don't get it. So then / react. So import persist gates. Okay, also we need to import persist store. I hate when they don't give you the import. So we're going to be persist store, and it's going to be from Redux Persist, like that. Okay, and then let me just see what we're going to do. So I want to have the persister, so we're going to have it right here, persister, and it's going to equal, so I'm going to use the persist store so we can persist the store that we have, so the information is going to be stored. So, and we're just going to pass our store like that. So this is all. We can now actually, let me go down a bit. So right here, before that, let me cut this when I have the provider, like that. So, and then we're going to have the component right there. So this is going to be provider, and in the provider we pass the store. Okay, and the store is going to be the store itself. And also we need to pass the persist gate. So persist gate. Okay, so this is something was wrong. Okay, I knew it. So this is the wrong imports. That's why we didn't get it. So thank God we fixed that. So now we have it. So I'm going to also put this right here. And in the information or the data, so let me just see what we have. So the loading is going to be null. Okay, and then also we need to pass the persister, which is going to be this one that we added right here with the information of the store stored. Okay, I hope this is all what we need. So this is all, I think. Now we actually, let me just create like a reducer, what they call a slice. I don't know what they call it, a slice, but it's just weird. So this create, for example, like for the, what do you call it, the cards. We're not gonna add any action or anything. We're just gonna do the most basic one, so we can actually just see it in the browser and see if everything is alright. Then we can actually continue, and when we work on it exactly, we want to do it in a very advanced way. So simply to create a slice, you can go back to the store folder, create a new file. Let's call it card slice. We're gonna keep the name convention.js. Okay. Another mistake, so cut slice. I always do typos, just get used to it. So I'm gonna go import and then create slice, okay, from Redux toolkit, and then I'm just gonna go right here and just start doing everything I need. So I'm just gonna go export, then const, and then I'm gonna call this card slice, and then this is card slice, and this is gonna be equal create slice, and then create slice when I pass the information. So the name of it is gonna be cards. You can name it whatever. Also for the initial state, you can have it there. So it's gonna be an empty array that's gonna have the object, the product, sorry, which is object. So also we need the reducers. Right here we're gonna have the actions. So any slice or reducer, whatever, it's gonna have some actions. And the action is simply like an action to add a product. That's gonna be an action. To update a product, it's gonna be an action. To remove like everything from the cards, that's another action. So this is few actions that you can add right here. And when you add it, you can simply like add it to the slice by going to adding them like that. So let me just first of all, so const, and then I'm gonna get all the name of them. So for example, if I have something add to cart right here, I'm gonna add the name of it right here, and then this is gonna be cart slice dot action. So I want to add to the cart slice, add the actions to it, which is gonna be the reduces. But we don't now, so I'm just gonna comment it because it's gonna create an error if you don't. Then I'm just gonna equal export by default. So I'm just gonna go to the cart slice and then like that. So when I export the reducer, and I can go back to this store and import it. So if I go back right here, so import it as cart from cart slice, and then simply add it in the reducers. And if you create another reducer like for the user, you can add it right here. This simple. And then let me just see if everything is all right. Okay, so now if you go back to the browser, you need first of all to install this tool, which is called the Redux Div Tools. Let me just zoom in a bit. It's called Redux Div Tool. You install it so you can see it right here. So let me just open F12. Okay, and then I don't know if this is zoomed in. Let me zoom in a bit. So if you go back right here to this list right here in the menu, you're gonna have something new that is called Redux. And in Redux, you're gonna see everything. So as you see right here, we just added the cards right here, which is as an initial state, it's gonna be an empty array. So we have it right here. If I wanted like to change that to something, so the initial state is gonna be like hello, for example, and then go back right here and refresh this, you see that the initial, okay, so this is showing because this is like my old project, so it's gonna be right here. So let me just reset that, and you see that the card right here says hello. Okay, so this is actually very cool. So we can follow and see every change that we do right here. And the reason we use the persist, because when you add like for informations, I change the information right here, and then I refresh, it goes back to hello, even though I change it, for example, like to goodbye. That's why we use the persist, because if I changed it to goodbye, I want it when I refresh the page, it stays goodbye. That's the whole idea of persistence, so we can keep our information there. And some people store it in the cookies and all, but I prefer this way because I got some problems with it with Next.js, but I managed to do it with persist and it's worked and it's not bad. So everything is configured now. If there is any problem or something you don't understand, you can tell me so we can fix that. And if I had some something wrong, we're gonna see later when we actually work on them. So see you next.